Hello everyone, it is Phrasmotica here and welcome back to Feed the Beast. Now you'll notice that the base has been a little bit done up. As you can see, I've got this chest full of stuff from the underground, and that's because in my spare time I've been on an absolutely unruly mining trip and I've come across these things that you see right here. So we're going to be getting into these things a little bit later. But first of all, I'm going to say that this episode we're going to want to build a machine that is called a macerator. Now, a macerator, if I can bring up the recipe right here, requires 3 flint, 2 cobblestone, a machine block, and an electronic circuit. Now, what this macerator does is it takes a piece of ore, such as a piece of iron ore right here, you put it into the machine, give it some power, let it do its thing, and it'll grind that into 2 iron dust. And then what you can do with those iron dust is take each iron dust and smelt it into an ingot. So instead of smelting it in an iron furnace, as I usually would, and getting 1 ingot per ore, we will be getting 2 ingots per ore with this macerator. Well, the last thing that I need for the macerator, which I don't currently have in here, is rubber. And this rubber right here can be got from trees such as this one right here. Now this one I found in the forest out here, and I got a sapling from it. You can always tell it's a rubber tree because it's got 2 or 3 leaves poking out from the top. And to get this this orange stuff out of it, you're going to need this tool right here called a tree tap, which is just made by putting 5 planks of wood in a configuration like that. Then you right click on these little nodes on the tree, like so, and you get a piece of sticky resin. Now at first, each piece of sticky resin can be smelted in the furnace and produces 1 piece of rubber. Unfortunately, we are going to need some more pieces of rubber to make this macerator, so I am just going to wait until that tree produces some more, and then I'm going to make that macerator. Okay, now admittedly it probably wasn't the best idea to wait for that tree to do its thing because it took a bit of a while, but here we are. I have got 10 more sticky resin. So the sticky resin, like I said, you smelt it in a furnace and it produces 1 piece of rubber. Now I'm going to use something a little bit more simple, perhaps some wooden planks. These are also some other stuff that I got while I was mining, some filled tin cans, a thormium pickaxe, which is part of Thaumcraft, which I think I've mentioned before, amongst other things. But as I said, I'm going to smelt these pieces of sticky resin. Now once we have 6 pieces of sticky resin to make the macerator, we first of all need to get a component called the electronic circuit. And the electronic circuit is made from refined iron, redstone, copper cables are the thing that we need to make. So that's just copper along the middle and then rubber surrounding it. Now there are 2 types of rubber that you can use, but the rubber that I've got right here is the one that I first started. Is that a spider? He's on top of my house, isn't he? Son of a gun. Right, there's 3 pieces of rubber. God, listen to his little legs go. Isn't that creepy? That feels weird. Shut up. Anyway, we are going to make these copper cables now that I have got 6 rubber. So, do I have any copper? Any copper bars? I do not. I'm going to have to smelt some of the copper that I mined. I need 3 of it. So, let's just use wooden planks for now. That is fine. I think I'm going to need 2 for this. So there we go. And let's wait for that to finish. For the last goddamn time, spider, shut up, and we've got our 3 copper ingots. So, let's go into our crafting table. Let's lay out the copper ingots. Usually that would give us uninsulated copper cable, but this needs to be insulated to create the electronic circuit. So there are 6 copper cables it gives us, which is just the right amount for an electronic circuit. Now, inside that electronic circuit, we also need redstone, which I've got plenty of, but we also need refined iron. Now, how do you get refined iron? Well, all refined iron is, you can either use this minium stone or philosopher's stone thing to make it, or you can just smelt iron again, which is the standard way of doing it. Now, I managed to plunder 3 iron ingots from down in the depths, so I'm going to see how far 3 iron ingots will take me. And there is a dog outside my house, barking like a dog. Like a dog high on crack. Son of a bitch. Literally. Anyway, once this refined iron is done, we will continue with the electronic circuit. Alright, there we go. That's our 3 refined iron. It's just a more refined ingot, I guess. So, the last thing we're going to need in that electronic circuit is redstone. I've got plenty of that here. So let's plonk the refined iron there, put some redstone either side, and then copper cables. Voila! We have the electronic circuit. Now this thing also called for something called a machine block, and what a machine block is 8 refined iron in a, I guess you could call it a circle. It's surrounding the center, okay? That's all it is. So we need 8 refined iron, and I currently only have 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my iron ore. I'll take 10 of it. Just like that. I'm only going to need 2 coal for this operation, and I'm going to smelt this iron ore once to turn it into iron ingots, and then each one another time to turn it into refined iron. So I'll see you once I've done that. Alright, so this iron furnace has cooked up 7 refined iron so far, and I only needed 8 for that machine block, so I'm going to go ahead and make that right away. I'm going to leave the rest of it to do, because we're going to need it later on, but there we are. 8 refined iron gives us our machine block. Now, the things we need after that are some flint, which I have 3 of right here, how handy, and also some cobblestone, 2 cobblestone to be exact. So I'm going to put this there, and now let us make our macerator. So it's 2 cobble there, and wait, hold on, what am I missing? Alright, let's go the other way around. Here we are, the macerator. Perfect. Achievement get, double trouble, for a reason. So let's plonk this macerator right about here. And as you can see, instead of a kind of like a flame symbol there, there's a lightning bolt symbol. What does that mean, you may ask? Well, let's grab some coal. Let's put it in the macerator. Oh no, let's not. It can't be powered by coal. The thing is with the macerator is it's powered by electrical energy, or in the case of IndustrialCraft, which is the mod it's from, EU, which stands for energy units. Now one way you actually can power this macerator is by dropping redstone straight in. But since I got all this coal, there must be an easier way to power this macerator. Well, luckily there is. What we're going to get is something called a generator. Now, apparently there are a bunch of generators in this game, which include, I don't know, cacti, but actually no, it's just coming up there because it says that it can power a generator. It says that the cactus can produce 120 EU, as I said before, at 10 EU per tick, /t. A tick is a 20th of a second. I'm pretty sure I went over this already. That's how it can power a generator. But the actual generator we want is this one right here, number 611. And that is made with 3 more refined iron, this RE battery, and an iron furnace. Now the refined iron we already know how to do, as the iron furnace is as well, but we need this thing called an RE battery. And what an RE battery is made of is, I don't know if it's going to come up if I just tap on it. Hello, there we go. We need some tin ingots, right there, some redstone, and a copper cable, which means we're going to need some more rubber. And so for that, thanks for my refined iron, I'm going to put another piece of sticky resin in, and I'm just going to let it do. But we also needed some tin. So, let me grab some tin. 4 tin we needed. You know what, I'm just going to put it in this furnace, just for the sake of it. Just for the sake of efficiency. Let's get it done. Come on. Once this is all done, we can start making that RE battery. Having said that, I do need some more copper. So, alright. 6 rubber, that is exactly what we need. We've got our copper doing in there. We'll be able to make some more cables soon enough. Thank you for my tin. And here comes the last copper ingot. We got the copper ingot. So, let us get to making this. Let's make some more copper cables. Just like that. One there, some redstone, some tin. And there we have our RE battery. So the RE battery is a method of storing energy in IndustrialCraft. It says it can store up to 10,000 EU, 10,000 energy units on a full charge. Now the way we would charge it up is we would put it inside this thing called a bat box, which is short for a battery box, which can use to charge stuff up, like the RE battery. But this is in the recipe for the generator, which is what we're making right now. So we are also going to need an iron furnace for this. And so I'm going to need 8 of this cobble. I'm also going to need 5 iron, so I'm going to need to let that do as well. So, oh, there's another piece of rubber. It's lovely. Let's get the iron going. And let's create the base furnace. Comme ça. And now we're going to have to wait a while because the iron is doing. And there we go, 5 pieces of iron. Let's make that iron furnace. Doot, doot. And now let's make the generator. So iron furnace, 3 refined iron, the RE battery, and a generator. Right then, let's put that right there. So the generator, as you can see, it does have the flame symbol, and it also has this little power meter. Now this power meter shows how much EU is actually stored inside the generator. It doesn't display a value, but I'm going to tell you right now that since we put in an RE battery, and an RE battery holds 10,000 EU, the generator can hold 10,000 EU. Now, one piece of coal, as you can see, it says it can produce 4k EU. That's 4,000 EU, which means that theoretically, 2.5 pieces of coal would fill up this generator right to the brim. But I'm just going to put 2 in so that it will fill it up part of the way. Actually, no, I'm not, because this macerator is right next to it. If a macerator is touching it, or if it is connected to the generator by these copper cables, which you can actually place if you want to connect various appliances. Oh, I also got a sapphire pickaxe while I was mining as well. Then it will receive power from it. Since these are touching, it's just the most space efficient way of giving it power. So if I put coal in this generator, it's going to generate power for the macerator. So to start off with, I'm going to put in 1 piece of iron ore, since it's fairly common, and I kind of just thought of that. So let's whack in a piece of coal. That is going to fuel the generator. And it's also going to fuel the macerator. As you can see, this lightning bolt icon is filling up, and it is doing its thing. It is macerating that iron. I'm getting really, really ticked off with this spider. And there we are. It has macerated it into 2 iron dust. Now, like I said, this iron dust we can smelt inside an iron furnace to make an ingot. But there is one last appliance that we can use which runs off the same EU power and can smelt things. It is a type of furnace. It is the electric furnace. And this electric furnace just requires you to grab an iron furnace, put an electronic circuit around it, and some redstone. So that's pretty easy. I'm probably not going to make that just yet because I do need to wait for my tree to produce some more rubber. So for now, I think I'm just going to smelt the iron dust that I've got inside of a furnace. So let's just put the iron dust in the furnace. Let us smelt it. And there we are, 2 iron ingots from 1 iron ore. This is basic ore production and ore, production lining, I guess you could call it, in Feed the Beast. And it's what you're going to be wanting to do with all of your ore whenever you get some new ones. Now, in terms of getting a better yield of this nickelite and the redstone and all these gems that drop from ore, it would be best to get a silk touch pickaxe which can pick up the actual ore as opposed to picking up the stuff that it drops. But for now, that is basic ore production here in Feed the Beast. Now, I'm wondering whether I should... should I? Shouldn't I? I don't know, maybe I should. I'm going to put this all away for now, and I'm going to kill that spider. And I desperately need a bed. So let me go find the stuff for a bed. Alrighty, got me some wool, and while I was out I actually found some more rubber. So that's good, I can get to work on making some more appliances. So give me that wood. I just need 3 pieces. And let's make us a bed at last. Well, not at last, it's just that my old one got blown up, which was kind of crap. So yeah. Alright. I'm actually going to do some killing now. Spider, get away. Get away. That's right. Now, let me sleep. Finally. Right, monsters. Disappear from the minimap. Although they're probably underneath trees. That's annoying. Regardless, I'm glad we've got our macerator finally up and running. And now that I've got some more rubber, we can build some more appliances. So I'm going to build that electric furnace that I talked about. So I'm going to need another electronic circuit, which means more copper. But since I got this macerator now, I don't have to smelt nearly as much of it. Instead, I can just macerate it. So as you can see, that energy bar is partially filled up because the coal that went in here filled up the generator, and the generator can use the power that it stores later on when these appliances it's connected to are actually being used. Now this is why maceration and smelting with electric furnaces and all this industrial craft stuff is a lot more efficient than just using normal furnaces. Because if you put a piece of coal in the iron furnace, which usually smelts 10 ore, but you only smelt, say, 8 ore, the excess power from that coal is going to be lost. So macerating stuff and then smelting is definitely the most efficient way. Using an electric furnace, obviously even more efficient because it's electrical, it doesn't lose power as a standard furnace does. So I only really need 3 of this, but 4 is fine. So let us get this smelting. What could I use that isn't too wasteful, I wonder? Anyone? I could use a chest, but I want to keep those chests. Can I not use... Okay, I can't use any of that stuff. Alright, sure. You know what? I'm going to go against what I preach, and I'm going to use a piece of coal. Although I might toss some of this stuff that's coming through here in there before it gets done. Having said that, this is going to need some more power to macerate the rest of the stuff. So, let's toss another piece of coal into the generator, and it will continue to power the macerator. Isn't this so much better than all that vanilla crap? So nice to have Minecraft enriched by this wonderful mod pack. So there are our copper ingots. Let's make some more copper cables, just like that. More copper cables, that is perfect. Of course, the reason we have to make more of those copper cables is because 5 just isn't enough for what we need to do. And that should be all that the iron furnace can handle on that one piece of coal. So let's build that electric furnace that I was talking about. Where? There, electronic circuit. So that means I need some more refined iron. I think I have 1. Yep, I do. That is just perfect. So once this iron furnace is done, I'm going to remove it and I'm going to use it in the electric furnace even. So let's do that, and let's do that. Electronic circuit. I'm also going to need 2 more redstone, and then this thing when it's done. Perfect. Sapphire pick. So much quicker than all the other things. Well, than the iron pick at least. So let's put the iron furnace there, 2 redstone, and an electronic circuit. Electric furnace. Put that on top of the macerator. It will draw power from the macerator, draw power from the generator, just as the macerator will do even. There you go, it's being powered. So, I can whack this copper dust in there, and no power will be lost because this thing can store it if the appliances are not using it. Isn't that incredible? It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Now, you might be wondering what this peculiar grey thing next to the coal is, and that, as you can see, is coal coke. That's something that I plundered from the chests that were down in the abandoned mine shaft. Now, as you can see, it can produce 16k EU at 10 EU per T inside a generator, which is coincidentally exactly 4 times more than coal can. Now, coal coke is obtained through processing coal in a machine called a coke oven. And the coke oven doesn't actually require any fuel, it's just that if you cook, you just leave the coal to be cooked for about 2.5 minutes, and it'll come out as coal coke. If you just wait for some time, you can quadruple the amount of energy you get from your stuff. Now, coke doesn't actually have the usefulness of coal in that you can make torches out of it and whatnot, but it is so useful in terms of producing energy. And making a coke oven is definitely something we're going to want to do in a future episode. Now, it does require quite a few ingredients. There's quite a bit of stuff that we need to get. It is a multi-block tool, which means that we're going to need a bigger space for it than this. But other than that, yeah, we've got our electric furnace, we've got our generator. That electric furnace processed that copper that we saw earlier. And that is pretty much all we have time for in today's episode. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you like the video. And if you enjoyed what you saw here, please subscribe to Phrasmotica. New episodes of this will come out throughout the week. I'm not entirely sure what kind of schedule I want to release these on, but it's going to be on a different schedule than usual because I like to play at my own pace. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye. and happy macerating.